Right, so when is EG's time to shine? They have the Warlock, but the thing is, Rock's okay, but Liquid don't have to fight them. They can always get information with the Lycan Wolves, and then they can also just park in front with a Bristleback. How do you push towers with this farmed Bristleback who's going to be able to take this Ancient Stack and just buy Vanguard and just sit right in front of the tower? It's very problematic for them.
Very tough.
And on the top of that, at this pace, Earthshaker's going to have a pretty good blink dagger timing.
How are we seeing on GH at the moment?
He has 500 gold.
500. He's starting to climb, yeah.
He's already won the lane, so now the cores can create space for him. In the early game, supports create space for the cores. Later game, cores, or in this right immediately past the laning phase, the cores can create space for the supports by farming up jungle or pressuring towers. Almost has those treads. That's a sad life. He was farming well. You mentioned our tour had a lot of blast hits, but these Ancient Stacks coming in, they're give me some of that XP.
This pretty much just makes that laning stage redundant for mind control. He may have suffered there, but this is going to be a huge boost to get him back in, as you said.
They can't even get any of the experience.
Yeah, they can't come close.
Oh no.
So Liquid getting another successful objective, and indeed just maintaining that very healthy lead at this stage of the game. 9 minutes and around a 4K net worth lead for Liquid. 4-0 on the board as well.
You thought Ancient Stacking was over. Nuh-uh.
Absolutely not. And there we have it, GH the man himself. 6 stacks so far, and a lot of those being Ancients.
I didn't even see who stacked the bottom Ancients. Maybe he stacked it with a Wolf or something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's the thing. GH won all 3 lanes and stacking both Ancients. I thought it was one Ancient. I was already pretty impressed.
This is insane. There's never any downtime for GH, that's for sure. Bottom lane, EG opening up onto Matumba Man. GH moving into position, making sure that they do hold back, but now he's been caught out by Gust. Now the upheaval starting to slow him down. Zai does land the route, but Liquid are going to come in and try and fight in return. They'll keep GH safe. The dust is out. Zai has been trapped up by the wolves, and Liquid are the ones to make the play down here, despite EG's best efforts. May not be done yet as well, as Matumba closing in onto Arteezy. Mind control as well, ready to make sure that the gap is closed. The first goo is out. Is the Shadow Work going to be enough to save him? Ooh, it is! I can't believe he got out of that. He gets himself away. Arteezy will survive. Crit, maybe the one to attack this. No, he'll try for the TP as well. Is he going to be as successful? He is. TP Scrolls being the name of the game here for EG, as they keep 2 of them alive.
Sunstrikes ideally should have come out during the TPs. That's probably the only thing I can fault Liquid for in this early game. They probably should have had a Drow kill, which would have slowed the entire lineup a lot, because the supports can farm a lot better, or at least the Warlock can when you have the Drow aura. But Sumail trying his best to defend this tower.
He's come in and cleared the wave and forced Matumba Man back, but immediately Liquid are there. Sumail will try for the TP. Kuro can't get quite in range for a Frostbite. So again, another TP out from EG, as they seem to be very good at running away.
Greatest strength.
Top lane. The 2 of them who are down to run away, Universe and Zai, want to get stuck in. They've got their eyes onto GH. GH again with the Aftershock trying to hold them back. Universe looking for the body blocks, bringing them down with the Iron Shell, but the body blocks aren't to be successful. There's going to be a TP coming through, but it does end up being cancelled. But it looks like GH is safe nonetheless.
When Darkseer is ganking, you know that things aren't going well, because usually you just want to farm your mech and then push. But they are not in that place right now. They're not in the good spot.
GH just desperately looking for any sort of fight that they could try and come out on top of.
GH getting ran at by Zai with an Ion Shell.
Here we go. This looks to be the kill for EG, as they'll come through with a final punch. At the same time though, Liquid making sure that they still find something in response. Tier 1 taken down in the middle lane, as they do not hold off this pressure that they have been keeping up since the very early stages of this game.
Yes, and now the Drow Ranger feels stifled, as does the rest of the EG lineup. Sumail getting closed in upon.
Does have the Moonlight Shadow. See if they have the detection. They do. Fisher there as the sentries dropped along with the Sunstrike straight into Sumail's cranium, as the Mirana is shattered.
You made that sound very painful.
Oh, it looked painful, Ben. Everything to bring him down there. And it certainly seems that the worries of the panel are already becoming evident with these drafts.
Yeah, EG just need to open up the map a little bit more, get Draw Ranger a little bit more farm, get the Scepter up on Marana, but she has 0 of the 4 pieces required to complete that Ags. So it might be a long way before Sumail's actually able to accelerate his farm. And he is number 6 in net worth. The lowest of the core is never a place you want to be. So now they can start to group up. They finally have the Warlock ult online and the Overgrowth, so it's a good time for them to take a fight. This is one of their biggest power spikes that they are going to get in the game. Unfortunately, they don't have a T1 to fall back on, and there's a ward behind them.
It's a risky. I mean, yeah, Liquid, they know exactly what's coming for them here in this mid lane, and they have the ults to respond. They've got both Freezing Field and Echo Slam to play back into EG's hands. RTZ trying to lead in onto Mind Control. Arrow won't connect. Looks to turn to put the pressure onto the tower, but Liquid, they are just using the 3 of them to hold it off. The same time, Matumbaman just getting free farm up on the top lane. And this is Liquid just getting much more out of the map than EGR with this 5-man attempt down the middle, but not achieving anything for the time being.
They just need to kill this wave. If they kill this wave, the push is over. And, okay, waves that pushes over, they're done. This first attempt to group up by EG has failed miserably, while the 2 side laners for Liquid. So nothing really happened, but there was a 1,000 net worth gain for Liquid just because of them being able to push out the lanes. And now EG, they need to reset. They need to push out both of the other lanes so that they can do something on the map.
Got to farm up to some sort of an item. As you said, if Sumail can speed up that Axe, it would be brilliant for the side, but it's still such a long way away. Bottom lane, GH has a haste. He's going to come in and, okay. In fact, with the straight up Echo and such, it's maybe a little overestimating the damage output they had there, but I mean, Universe was kind of like, what was that?
Maybe you hope that living armor was down at that point.
I don't think it was. Would it have been enough for our living armor? It didn't look that. No, as in if the living armor wasn't there, would he have actually died? No.
But it's still a good. He doesn't have blink, so it's not like he's going to use the Echo, but it looks like he is about to die here.
Yeah, he's going to pay for this one. Zai comes back in with Universe, and Universe says, haha, you try and kill me, I'll bring my big brother, and we will kill you.
Yeah, there was no way that he was able to survive that one.
Mid lane, jump forward from Sumail. Miracle trying to get in position for the combo, but a quick ghost from Arteezy holds Invoker back for a couple of seconds. Liquid are still wanting to chase this down though. Mind Control on the front lines. Universe has got the combo. See what they can do here with the Chaotic Offering as well if Liquid do group up, but again, Liquid being very careful with their positioning.
So Liquid's mindset right now is we don't have to fight them. They have to fight us. They have to come to us. They have to push our towers. And right now, EG are just not up to the call right now because they know that they could easily get wiped despite having all these teamfight ultimates because they fell so far behind in the early game.
Oh, Miracle, Tornado up to the high ground, gets 2 in the combo. Crit and Zai left high and dry. Zai's down, Crit trying to hide up, but the sentry's down. They've got vision upon him. Sunstrike's there from Miracle as he picks him up as well. 2 dead on EG.
This Observer one right here to the southeast of the Ancient Legion, seeing this time and time again because it's very hard to ward and you get almost as good vision as that high ground ward, and this will be the call for Liquid. That's a tough fight for EG to take. They didn't even get a chance to cast their ultimates right there. 2 supports just deleted.
Caught in the combo, Miracle. Miracle, as we can see, 9K and 9K net worth. Very early on in the game, 16 minutes, a big lead between him and well, the net worth that they have on the side of EG. And the 6K mark, RTZ, and 5.3 for Sumail at the moment.
Oh no, he has Ags already.
Yeah. Row. At this pace, we could see Miracle doubling the net worth of Sumail. Top lane though, Arteezy does find potential for a solo kill. Looks to Gus, GH backwards. In fact, GH is just fogging him. He can't get the vision to finish off the Shaker kill, and now Arteezy could be in trouble. He has got his friends on his way over, but Mind Control's there on the front lines. Echo Slam this time, it will be enough with the Sunstrike to bring down Artur. Zai's trying to come back in. They do get the 3-man golem. GH won't be able to hold them back with the enchant totem as he will fall. Kuroki with the freezing field. They tried to cancel it with the arrow there, but the creep's blocking it. it, causing Zai to fall to the damage. Now Sumail trying to DP out in the middle of the tree line, but they have the vision. Cold Snap's there. Sumail dropped as well. And again, it's EG trying to fight despite losing Arteezy at the start of it. At the same time, bottom lane, Matuma Man, he's claiming a tier 2. And it really just seems that Liquid are able to do twice the amount of work this early game as EG are.
They don't even really need to like him.
They don't.
A great part
He
about
just
like
pops the howl and he says, there we go, boys. That's my team fight contribution.
Yep. Ideally, that's what you want to do as a Drow Ranger, too. You want your team to be able to 4-on-5 without you, and then you push out some towers, but they're in such a bad position right now that they need the Drow Ranger to make plays, have some sort of damage, and Arteezy go for more of a split push build. The Silver Edge, yeah, it's good versus the Bristleback, but I also think it enables him to hopefully not die around the map. I think the big problem is that Liquid have an overabundance of detection because of the Treant Protectors, so the Silver Edge not likely going to save him in many fights to come.
Definitely damage limitations, and of course, going full out on the Silver Edge, lacking any sort of early agi items such as the Asher or sort, so the extra damage won't be there for Sumail. And they need everything they can get, EG, because they're without their ultimates, without that chaotic offering, they're running out of damage that they can throw down in these team fights. And in fact, Arteezy in trouble. That ward still there. EG never de-warded it. They have got the Shadow Blade. Do they have detection yet? Duster's going to clip him. Living Armor out upon him. Is it enough to keep him alive? But with the Gust back and the Overgrowth, it looks like they'll give Arteezy a bit more time. Matumba chasing it down. Surge is there from Universe. Arteezy will be saved this time round.
Luckily for EG, the only thing that Liquid is missing right now is a Blink Dagger on GH. If he has a Blink Dagger, that is a dead Ranger. Yeah, he's very
one more tier 1, and the money will pretty much be there for GH. So they're going to hold this one off. They've got the Living Armor. Liquid with the full 5-man, eyeing up this top lane. EG have to be careful how they come forward to do any sort of a defense, and pretty sure they'll choose to remain hidden, and indeed they will. As Liquid are allowed to take another tower from the map, keeping this tempo up. 19.5 minutes in, 10,000 net worth lead. Let's see, again, I mean, tier 2. Do EG want to do anything? They don't. They realize now they have to try and split up and farm, as Liquid have been earlier. They still have Arteezy working down the middle lane, and Sumail on the bottom trying his best to climb towards that Aghanims. Now they've got to come back though. Pressures onto the high ground. Liquid moving on to tier 3s. Sumail and Artur, they have to come back eventually. Sumail now TP's home. Arteezy will stay in the middle lane. Says the Aura is all I'm offering in this team fight, boys. And that may just be enough. Sumail's presence starting to slow the pressure down. Liquid struggling to fight through the Living Armor, but now they see a chance. Crit around by the shrine. Won't pop it, doesn't need to now, it comes through. Universe says keep yourself healthy. Pop the shrine now, the combo. Coming in with a back wall, but in response to took over the Echo Slam. Sumail tries to leap away, but Liquid, they're kept alive. The combo just isn't enough. Even with the multi-man vacuum and chaotic offering, they just can't bring Liquid down. They stay alive, EG to fall. Drow has to buy back into this one. They'll finally catch Matumba on the retreat of it all. They need something big. They need a huge cleanup here, EG. They tried to find mind control. It's not enough damage. Sumail jumped forward for it. Rules here on to Miracle. Miracle now turning, trying to finish off Zai. Zai on the way up to the high ground, jukes out the tornado. Miracle turns around with the deafening blast. Sumail caught out. The Sunstrike is going to connect. Oh! The lead just in time to keep Sumail safe. Arteezy again holding back Liquid with the 3-man Gust. Again, a very scrappy fight, but EG do hold. They keep the tier 3 alive, they force Liquid back, and they get a big kill in the sense of Matumba, but it did cost them that buyback on Arteezy, so his farm again will be hindered.
Just when you thought all hope was lost for EG, they pull one out of the hat. Finally, they get the Ags up on the Mirana, so now they can actually start farming, pushing out lanes a little bit more aggressively. Yeah, it looks pretty bad, but
it's looking a little better though for EG. But I mean, if they had that Ags in that last fight, that would have definitely been a triple kill of sorts for Sumail. They did get low after that initial burst, Liquid. They just needed something else, EG, and now they've got it.
And they have the T3 still up, so they can heal up with Tree. Yeah. Shrines still aren't down, and that was the Aegis push coming out from Liquid. So EG just bought themselves another 5 to 10 minutes on the timeline.
Crucial hold. But Liquid, they're straight ready to get back into it.
Oh no, the Warlock ult is not up. for
This
them.
is the time for Liquid to try and find a catch onto EG outside the base. But EG, they realize this. They're playing safe. Sumail, the only one showing down on the bottom lane with this push, as the rest of Evil Geniuses hold on to their high ground and make sure they're not caught out by this. They may have to let this tier 2 go, but the next tier 3 push is going to be again when things get tricky for Liquid. I say that though, Miracle, he actually finds the 2-man combo here on the high ground, just brings down Zai, and just like that, one hero less to worry about. Liquid finish off the tier 2, and now they're ready to go in again. How long are we seeing till the Chaotic Offering? That really is the big one that they need for this high ground defense, as Liquid, knowing that it's not there, are able to be pretty brash with their push. They bring the tier 3 down, Alacrity up, Bristle back, EG bringing the full 5-man back for this hold. Can they keep them off? They need to keep that tier 3 alive so they can buff it back up with the living armor. Miracle looking for the opening, catches the Tornado again onto 2. But the push certainly proving to be a little more difficult now for Liquid. Now the Chaotic Offering is back online. They've got to be so careful how they commit Liquid. They can't afford to lose another fight. In fact, an arrow straight onto Mind Control could be the perfect opening hit for EG. They'll vacuum back further in towards the base, but he's still able to get himself back out. They're grouped up, Liquid. Zai starting it off with the Overgrowth. Again, the Meteor drop down. Now the Chaotic Offering comes out in response, but GH is in there. Straight up to the high ground. Echo Slam onto 2. They'll look for the Surge Strike onto Sumail. It's not quite enough damage. Kuro, Freezing Field cancelled by the Gust from RTZ. As again, no one to fool, but EG are holding on to this high ground. And Liquid, they've got to give it second thoughts. They need something else. They need, it feels like another item now at this stage, because EG have got to this point where they can get this sort of lock on the game where they don't let Liquid get up to the high and take down the tier 3s.
But they can just try and go again. Liquid are adamant about taking down this T3 early on in the game and hitting EG while they're still weak. 15,000 gold is something that's not super easy for Liquid to triumph, though.
Oh, I like this though, EG. They're leaving the base. Let's see what they can get out of this. Liquid might not suspect this, knowing that the offering has already been used, but in fact, well, GH with this invis, he spotted out any sort of plan from EG, and they're going to be able to punish as Zai caught out by that invis rune Earthshaker, and GH jumping forward, drops down the sentry, eyes onto Arteezy, but not the lockdown to commit. But nonetheless, Liquid just making sure that EG realize that this is still a very scary game for them to leave the base.
The tree heal still hasn't healed up this T3, so Liquid are going to be very pleased to see that the tower's at 70% once they poke up this high ground.
Yeah, and this is, you know, the point where there's a BKB now up on Matuma Man. He can just solidly commit to bringing down these structures, and there's no Chaotic Offering for quite some time. Quick pause here before Liquid's able to see if they can get a successful high ground siege off this time, and they certainly have the position to do so.
He nailed that staircase.
There we go. Mind Control on the front lines. Crimson Guard out. TZ trying to push them back, but against the Bristle, very much a tickle. Sumail actually leaps down to the low ground here. Will be Cold Snap, and that gives Liquid the chance to finish off the tier 3 in the middle. Matuma Man trying to lock in onto Arteezy, but EG now with Zai back alive. Living armor there. They'll hold off, so Liquid again, they're being much more careful with the way that they push in. Not looking to throw everything in, as they know that they can keep a strong hold on the game now. With the tier 3s taken down, they look towards the shrines. They know they've got an edge, they know they've got this massive net worth lead, and they're making sure that they do not throw it away.
Smoke out coming out from EG immediately. There is no Warlock Rock Glide. They do not care. They know they have to do something before this next rush, or it is likely GG.
Let's see what they can find. Oh, is it going to be a Smoke and Roche? Oh, they'd love it, but it not quite yet going to see the Roshan respawn time. There we have it. It is a short one, but still about a minute or so before it's there.
But look at Mind Control. He's in prime position.
They do have the Moonlight, though, to try and close the gap, and here we have it. Revealing themselves onto Mind Control. Zai trying to get in position for an Overgrowth if any sort of response comes through, and here it has. Miracle with the Tornado, EMP and Meteor. GH coming in with a 3-man Echo Slam, catching the backliners of Evil Genius. This is Universe off the vacuum wall. The Starstorm combo from Sumail will bring down only a CM as Liquid just clean up. Blinkfall from Miracle as they find Arteezy. Crit to be taken down as well as the triple kill is there. And the patience and positioning from GH there in that fight. Ready to jump in and just make sure that EG could not follow through on the commitment onto the Bristle. What an echo.
I cannot imagine EG's disappointment when they saw Bristleback as a target. They would have loved to get Shaker, Invoker, Lycan, pretty much anybody but Bristleback. Did you see how little damage he took?
I mean, I don't think he took any. Look at how grouped up they are. GH, bam, no holding back, straight in, sees the opening, and abuses it beautifully. And at this point, Sumail jumping in with that damage with the Aghanims, it's just not enough with the BKB up on the Lycan. Kuroki tanking one for the team there, and now here we have again, Liquid ready for the push. Of course, last fight, there wasn't a chaotic offering, it was still unavailable, and even if it wasn't, there would have been no chance for him to drop it, so Crit does have that for this high ground defense. No ball. We'll see how much Liquid care about that though, as Mind Control straight up forces out the fortification. Miracle with the cheese ready for this fight. Aegis, of course, on Bristle. And how do they stop this? Looks like they may be able to bring him down the once, and indeed they will. So Aegis is popped. Again with the living armor there, making sure that it is very slow for Liquid to siege in, especially for Tuma, he doesn't want to commit himself to hitting the racks. They're comfortable with trying for this slow siege with just Mind Control working away on the structures. Arrow will catch him.
Right now, though, he can't really out DPS the living armor. So, what are Liquid going to do now? They just lost the Aegis for very little gain. But all three of their lanes looking relatively okay, I suppose.
I like this. There's smoke up here behind Bristle. They know that EG's put that wall down, has that vision. They want to try and work around it. Kuroki getting some high ground for themselves. It will be immediately dewarded. GH jumping in with a Fisher. Crit taken down by a Sunstray. Has to buy back. They need the chance for a chaotic offering if they want to have any hope of holding off this fight. Matuma Man moves forward with the BKB, but he will be rooted up the wall. In fact, the illusion just ripping him to pieces, but he will be kept alive. Backs away, will survive that initial jump. There's the vacuum onto two, but there's no follow through other than the Golem just chasing them down. EMP making sure the Sumail falls back again. GH in with the three-man Echo Slam once again, sending 3 of EG straight to their grave. Sumail, Sunstrike there for Miracle to bring him out and down. EG, they only have buyback on 2 of them, and in fact, Zai, he could be in trouble as well. Miracle moving in, has the cold snap. Zai can't even get off a living armor. It's a dead armor, it's a dead tree, and GG is called. GH that game. From the early stage, the roaming to the later game, Echo Slams. I mean, what a game!
That's incredibly hard to pull off too, as the roaming Shaker. They didn't have the strongest lanes on the side of EG, but at the same time, GH just made that look like
Reserve time. Liquid's
puck, I think
turn
they
to
should-
ban.
If I'm playing against EG or Liquid.
The nice thing
10
about this
seconds
CM
remaining.
Cuddle ban is that it protects yourself from that bristle a little bit. These are two heroes that really
5
empower the
seconds
bristle,
remaining.
make it into a much stronger version of itself, and that means EG don't have to worry about it as much coming as a 1-2 pick from Liquid.
So many great signs from the crowd. It's so cool. Love that there is love for these players.
Liquid
And the
definitely
ban.
did not expect this ban. Like during the breaks, usually you talk about what your opponent.
They want bristle.
They want Bristol.
Bristle,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're gonna Bristol.
Okay.
They're giving the Ion taking it.
It's like you're not gonna first pick Bristol. You're not gonna first pick.
Is this a little reminiscent of your chess days, Winter?
Oh,
Just
God.
thinking 3 steps ahead?
Yeah, of course. Like during the breaks, that's what you do. You try to anticipate what your enemy is moving. You're predicting what they want to do, so that when you go in, you have a very good plan and a good idea towards what they want.
Yeah. IO does get picked up by EG though.
So EG does pick it, but you know, both these teams know this hero very well. So Liquid, GH knowing this hero so well, he can know what's good versus it as well. So they
Enigma.
can go for the Bristle and they can go for something like that. Yeah.
Team fight, usually team fight.
Go for the Shaker.
They go back for this classic duo combination.
Get
Shaker is really good
Turn to
with
ban.
Bristol for like 2 reasons. Like Bristol needs a hero that can disable, and Shaker is a hero that can ensure. Like if you put the Bristol off lane, you can ensure that Bristol does not get crushed in the laning phase. You fusion and you make sure he gets his levels.
I feel like we're finally at that point where like there's that meta game kind of developing in between
The
the
grand
drafts.
final
Yeah.
meta.
We're finally
10
seeing like the small
seconds
little
remaining.
adjustments, the IO being like, alright, we'll let it through. And then Liquid, the Sven ban, it's not
5
at all been a
seconds
first stage ban,
remaining.
but Liquid, no, if they first you pick the Bristle, then you suddenly look at EG with IO plus Sven,
Reserve
and Sven
time.
being the direct counter to the
That was
Bristle.
the first game draft, right?
Yeah, we saw
yeah,
Miracle
They
with it.
EG first pick Bristol, Liquid respond with IO Sven right away.
Yep.
Oh, there is a meta being established and I love it. A Dro ban as well. Despite countering it so well in the previous game, we see Liquid unwilling to give it back. to
It's with
EG.
the it's just
It's with the puck,
with the
like-
puck, yeah. And it's I mean even with IO too. IO's like that kind of like enrage for the Drow Ranger too.
I mean, right now the thing is like EG has they have already regained their flexibility in their draft in the first phase. They have the puck, so it might be off lane, might be mid,
EG's
and it's
turn
gonna allow
to
EG
ban.
to have a better way of hiding their lanes and drafting against Liquid. They do still remove the lone druid at the end.
Yeah.
And
First-
Benno again.
Benno ban. They banned that in the early game?
Yeah.
They banned at the first game, right?
10
No,
seconds
second phase.
remaining.
Second phase, first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're targeting a
5
lot of
seconds
Ortiz's
remaining.
hero pool. Drow, Sven, and Benno.
Maybe it's Ortiz's turn to play something like
Give him
Reserve
something
time.
else. I feel like Arteezy, in fact, you know what, that's something for me to do. Let me look at what he's played this tournament, because it does feel minimal. Let's have a look. This week.
I love seeing all 5 sitting around each other. How come we didn't do that, guys?
Yeah, that was exactly what I thought when I saw this around Kuro. They had the headphones off, we were just talking on the mics, like, yeah, this looks way better.
I can't even hear what Yanis mentioned. I just kept alternate Bristol back. So just
Suggest pick Bristleback, suggest pick Bristleback.
What is EG looking to get rid of? The Darkseer's still in the pool too, but they have already have Bristle and Earthshaker, but they've run it in so many different ways.
The Bristle for them has been more in the off lane than
Mhm.
most teams.
and they are the team that actually
Liquid's
buys
turn to
mech
pick.
on the Bristol all the time.
Yeah.
Almost all the time.
Wow. So Arteezy has
EG's
Dazzle.
turn
Okay, we're gonna see like a very 5-man composition coming up against the. I like that idea against relocate. Do not want to split up. Do not want to get caught alone.
IO suffers in the armor department. Bristle plus Dazzle sounds pretty
10
devastating
seconds
for the
remaining.
IO player.
It seems we're going to be seeing something new for Arteezy
5
unless he does
seconds remaining.
choose the Ursa, Arc Warden, and Lifestealer. Those are the only 3 that are left that he has actually played so far in this tournament.
Mhm.
13 games and almost all of his have been
Liquid's
taken away
turn
from
to
him.
pick.
Okay, there's still a Trian.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what's going on? I was
Alright.
like, oh, Trian's still there.
Does that tell us a bit more about Puck?
Nope.
Nothing.
Not yet.
Still got to guess.
Puck can be very good
Universe.
versus Earthshaker and Dazzle to get in like the back lines to interrupt the.
Yep. But
Sorry.
arguably, you could say IO Trian. You're probably not gonna lose your early game with the 2 heroes.
5
Yeah.
seconds
Very
remaining.
solid laning supports. Very good at ganking as well as a duo.
Reserve time.
You see a tree running at you with the IO tether, 90 damage. First
Wow,
blood.
you could be a Foley artist in your spare time. do all the sound effects for Dota. Dark
They do go for the dark seer anyway.
Mind control.
I mean, against the Treant though, so
Yeah.
mostly that's that for them. You want to have some damage over time against the armor.
Do you guys
Gives
feel they
them
might
team
want to go
fight.
back for the Sumail Queen of Pain as an option in
10
this game?
seconds remaining.
Not very sure though.
Not convinced by it?
Liquid
This pick is
turn to
okay.
ban.
Good, very good against Bristol.
They've got a lot of ways for him to just keep the link on.
I mean,
they have Root and Puck ulti.
Technically, they could still like what offlane Puck mid Razor, so their lanes are still ambiguous, like
They
what
can
Yanni said.
safe lane Razor, Puck off lane. So
Yeah, they have
remaining.
variety for sure.
But whereas for Liquid, they do
5
still have
seconds
some kind of
remaining.
variety. Bristol can go mid or carry.
They still Liquid also has Surge to
Reserve
deal with the link
time.
in a way too. They just disengage. But like we said, there is the roots coming out from EG.
Again, this
Bloodseeker ban.
this
Turn
ban.
to ban.
They do really like the hero though, Liquid, and they see the hero very highly. It's mostly banned when the team has Darkseer as well. Darkseer, Bristol back.
the other hero we saw, I was thinking back to the Kiev Major with the Puck, the Dream car on the Roche pit, was the Legion Commander.
10
The overwhelming
seconds
odds,
remaining.
and more importantly, the duel against the Bristleback could be something
that's-
EG might want to
5
consider.
That's
seconds
I would say a
remaining.
hard counter, more or less a hard counter to Bristol.
There is a dazzle though.
That's true.
Does make it a little bit different,
Reserve
but it is
time.
very good versus Bristol. And could be an interesting pick as we've seen previously.
EG.
No cheese
turn
for you,
to
Liquid.
Fair call.
Every time there's a dazzle or
Are we back to those times? Every time you see a Dazzle or a Oracle, then
You have to
Huskar
ban
has
it.
to be back.
it's like, oh, we don't have stuff to deal with
10
Broodmother, you
seconds
ban the Brood.
remaining.
You don't have stuff to deal with the Huskar Dazzle, ban the Huskar.
It is crazy how much
5
these
seconds
bans look
remaining.
completely different, completely foreign from the rest of the,
Yeah.
the Moscow games.
Reserve time.
Just shows that we are into that grand final meta, and a grand final it has been. You can see Crit has the opportunity to put the cherry on the cake.
There's
for
still a
EG.
clockwork in the pool, though.
Yeah, they need some kind of like frontliner, right? Razor's pretty decent, but
Universe is talking, maybe suggesting they are discussing his hero, so.
Sumail back on it.
I kind of like the clock against the Shaker and the Dazzle. Those are the two heroes I like. Bristol, not so much, but Axe
Axe is
Axe
great
is
for
like
Dazzle.
Axe is like the
Same
Legion.
idea as Legion, yeah.
Yeah, and it's better because of the Dazzle.
Tanky frontliner.
That's actually, yeah.
That's
really
actually
nice.
way better than the Legion here because of the Dazzle.
Actually. Really
You're-
good.
You're trying really
10
hard,
seconds
Alex.
remaining.
I appreciate your efforts here in the draft.
5
Thanks,
seconds remaining.
One more.
Reserve time.
Liquid. I mean, what are expectations here for this one? Is it completely up in the air? Let's not kind of
I think they probably want to pick a good mid
Speculate.
hero. Put the bristles safe.
Dragonite? Dragonite decent? No?
I mean, do you really want to follow Gods' Dragon Knight? It's a tough act to follow.
Okay. What else are there? I don't see
Yeah,
any
the
like,
support, do the Shaker mid.
but it's against a Puck.
Yeah, not
You-
great.
You're gonna get crushed quite hard, I think. You want a good matchup though. That's the thing. You know it's a Puck.
Is there that many direct counters to Puck?
Wouldn't say counter,
10
but
seconds.
Just lanes well.
just
Okay.
lane. You don't want to have like a very tough lane against that.
Ursa.
So what? Mid,
So bristle
no.
mid,
Bristol mid. Ursa carry.
or is it maybe Shaker mid?
So Mail is taking his Puck, and he's going to be testing his luck as they try and take us into a fifth. Gentlemen, is this the last game of Dota of Epicenter? Is the question you'll be answering now with your predictions. I'll work our way back to Winter from Fogged.
I think
The Axe
I
pick.
think AG got this, and they might be able to put the Razor mid. And if they put Razor mid, Razor's gonna do well against Bristol
Okay.
or the Ursa, and maybe do some like 1v1 Axe bottom and aggro trial top.
He going against Bristle.
He's going
It sounds like
against
he's
Bristle.
against Bristle.
Ooh,
First time for everything, folks.
10
Gods.
seconds remaining.
It's not easy, I understand.
Yeah, I really like the X
5
pick.
seconds
Same.
remaining.
Hydrotrian, oh god, it's still Bristleback though. gonna go with EG.
Bristol Back's not the same with Axe.
Yeah.
He
Axe.
wants the
Belief in the Axe.
Believe in the Axe. Don't get to see him all that often. We got to see him in the opening ceremony. Maybe he'll be in the closing ceremony too.
I really like the Axe pick. I'm still just going to go with Liquid. I thought that they played really well, but I think EG might actually have the edge a little bit on the draft here.
Oh, that's how you sit on the fence, ladies and gentlemen. A prime tutorial from Fogs on how to rest your buttocks on that white picket. Still, our casters are ready, and we hope you guys are too. Tell your friends, tell your parents that this is going to be a big one. EG Liquid. Liquid could very well defend their title in this game of Dota, or EG will stretch it all the way to 5. Let's find out with your casters.
Thank you very much, Alex. And indeed, another game here in this grand finals of Epicenter. We've seen the drafts. It's interesting to see how EG, they're deciding to do it. They've kind of jumped between the two of them. Here we're going to have them bringing it out themselves. That final axe pick as well, Ben. We were sat here. You were calling it out. You were seeing it. You were loving it. It came through. Are you still loving it now? You've seen the ending of Liquid's draft. Could this be EG giving us the game 5 we want?
The Axe owns. The armor is really good. It's one of the best ways at making a bristle face you, and it just cuts through the shallow grave. I think it's an excellent pick for them, and the only thing I'm slightly worried about is scaling for them, because it's Puck without a drow, and then you have Razor, who's like decent in late game, but you want a strong secondary core, so I do have some misgivings about EG's lineup. Just a few, though. Can you do an introduction, like Vilat?
What, in Russian? No, yeah. I don't speak Russian, Ben.
You just need to say their name.
I should, I mean, I can't. Miracle Me. There you go.
I only got taught one word when I was here.
What was the word you got taught?
Spasiba.
Is that a rude one?
Thank you.
No, that's thank you, isn't it? That's a polite one. Thank you indeed.
Well, you can turn anything into bad manner. At the end of the game, thank you.
Spasiba.
You're not thinking creatively enough, Owen.
Absolutely not. Everything can be turned into an insult. It's how the internet works and how it functions.
I'm glad we finally see an IO Arcana.
I'm glad as well. A lot of people skimping out on the compendiums. Gaben is not happy. But yeah, absolutely. Zai, he is not one of them. Full in with the levels. Looking absolutely beautiful in that Arcana.
I wonder if the runes show up a little bit differently. I haven't seen Wisp too much. Maybe they do. Do you like Portal?
I do. Who doesn't, Ben? Especially when, I mean, I want to go to tee up, Ben. I'm not going to say it's an awful game. But no, it's a good game. Of course it's good. I love it. Best game. Mid lane, though, this matchup we're going to have Matumba Man in the middle then on the Bristol, going head-to-head with Sumail's Puck. Down on the bottom, Universe already caught in a bit of trouble here. They're trying to man up against him. Fisher blocks were good, but now the turnaround potential. So, with the coming in, just in time to give Universe a bit of that lure.
Wow, you see Axe's quick play? He has like next 10 years planned out.
Oh, has he? He's a man that likes to plan, Universe. He's got it all sorted. They're trying to find out Zai, bullying back a little bit, spread Universe and Zai apart, break apart their love.
There's no... I don't think you could do that. Not this game. There's no good way for them to assault the IO, however. Maybe Ursa later, but even that's not particularly great because he could just tether away if he's in a good position.
Yeah, he's going to be tethering for days. Sub lane, got Crit and Arteezy.
They have a lot of appeal for the IO. Like Axe is really good, Living Armor, Overgrowth, Puck Coil, like Berserker's Call. Pretty much all their heroes can peel away from IO.
GH will Fisher apart Universe, but again Zai tethers across, Crit with the TP, and now EG looking for the turnaround. They look towards Kuroki, getting a couple of spins in, bringing him down low. EG making sure that they have a strong hold on this laning stage.
They wanted to put the Ursa versus the Axe, but it doesn't really work that well when it's a 3-on-3 situation. 1-on-1, the Ursa should do fine, but not when there's this much interruption and conflict.
Dropped on a sentry, just in case we were to have the vision down out here. Here we go with the call, looking to bring Miracle down. They won't get the kill, but nonetheless forcing him back, making it very hard for Miracle to find much at all from this bottom lane. It will be a slow start for the Ursa. Mid lane, GH has got his sights set onto Sumail.
I'm very surprised that Matumba's playing the Bristle. Like maybe Miracle doesn't play it. I know Matumba Man plays Ursa, so that's not the point in question. but looks like Matoma Man, still a fine mid laner, has been
Oh, this is
playing
interesting.
mid a lot.
So GH, he's blocked off the courier with the Fisher. He just ignores Samel. He says, I'm going for your courier. And in fact, he gets it. He will pay with his life, though. But I love that. GH just nonchalantly, I'm going to Fisher. I'm going to walk in. I'm going to kill your courier. And I don't give a damn what you do in response.
That's next level.
Yeah.
That's probably the most next level career kill I've seen.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, man.
And I think, I mean, you give away your life, but we've seen before how much that courier does give in terms of value.
Yeah, I don't think Puck needs to bottle crow that much. It's just, I don't know, the amount of stuff that these pros pull out is just always impressing me. Blocked in the courier.
Nonetheless, though, side lane wise, Miracle 9 for 2 up top. Arteezy having the much better lane, 17 and 14. And the last hits and denies for this Razor early on.
The problem with Darkster safely is that you can't creep skip. Normally you creep skip in this matchup because Razor can't tank the wave at the tower, but in the safe lane, like look at the position that you'd be in.
Bottom lane again, trying to make a move in onto Universe, but as we're seeing, even with the Fishers, just not enough control to allow Miracle to beat down into the Axe. As with that initial bit of a boost of armor with the Berserker's call, certainly helps him out survive the first few swipes.
It's a good rune for Sumail. They're already 1,000 gold lead ahead. He's already the highest net worth hero. This will accelerate his farm even further. Looking at the stacks for Liquid, I see one large ancient stack on the top spawn and there's 2 camps at each of the ancient spawns. So Matoma Man will be able to catch up a decent amount. I believe he's the only hero on the dire side that can do it, unless you want to drop the echo on it.
I mean, is it expected for this mid lane matchup to go this one-sided, or do you think this is just the fact that it's, no offense to Matoma, but he's in a mid lane matchup against Sumail?
I don't think it's that great for Bristle just because his base damage isn't that high. He also doesn't have the aid of Siamara. He also doesn't have heroes who are roaming mid for him. So in a straight one-on-one, I think Sumail is slightly better at the CS, and he has a more favorable matchup. And he's also had the Wisp coming in a few times to tether him up, give his mana. He did have his bottle time, I suppose, but he did end up getting the first blood, or at least taking part in that.
As we can see, 1,200 lead at the moment, so EG across the board looking a little more solid here in these lanes. Arteezy continuing to get absolute free farm on this top. We see Mind Control heading away, looking to the jungle to pick up some creeps, but this is just leaving Arteezy untouched. So they are going to have to worry about a Razor that's getting a lot of farm. Sumail in the middle, getting an insane amount on this puck. It's just where do Liquid kind of look to, who do they look to shut down and punish first? They, as we've seen in these early minutes, they've focused Universe, but they haven't been able to do too much about this Axe at all.
I don't really know.
But where do they go?
Puck's not very capable. Razor is what they call a dead laner that you just don't, you either have to commit too many resources or he's just not killable in this situation. So I think it can only be Universe. It doesn't seem like a good option, but I think it's the best of the 3. Ideally, you shut down their supports, but at the same time, they don't actually have to kill anyone. They can just farm up through ancient stacks. So it's not the worst thing in the world that they're still have a big fat goose egg on their side of the scoreboard.
GH trying to make it go in, but again, Zai's there with the quick TP and tether through, and now EG, they're ready for the turnaround. Battle Hunger onto GH, they'll chase him down, bring him out. EG, they're the ones to find the kill, and again, another failed attempt from Liquid to try and make something happen on this bottom lane. Mid lane, Sumail dancing around with Matuma, just have to be careful, the quill sprays are too much. Getting a little too greedy there. Trying to find the kill, but had a hefty amount of quill spray stacks built up upon him.
Yeah, I think one more right click would have done it for him, even despite having the 4-man shield. Well played, sir. Well played.
Liquid finding themselves a bit of fortune in the middle lane, which they desperately needed.
Ursa's at least getting decent levels. Level 5 on a core in a 3-on-3 situation is pretty unusual.
Yeah. But just look at Arteezy. Because of his lane, he's nearly level 8. He is 700 ahead of Miracle at the moment. He is going to be exactly where he wants to be on this Razor. And when they start pulling together, EG, and look to push and fight around Universe, will hope for that quick blink timing this game. It could get pretty scary for Liquid.
So one ancient stack down, Matoma Man taken down with relative ease. He did have... it looks like the shrine was blown a lot earlier, so at least he didn't have to commit that. But yeah, net worth pretty close to even. They did spend a lot of their time focusing on stacking the Ancients instead of winning out the lane, and now they will be able to equalize it a tad bit. Wiz not quite level 6 yet, but Tower under fire.
What do we think about the pickup here from RT? Is he going for the Soul Ring on Raisin?
I think it's fine when they're in this one-on-one situation.
On mid lane, Dream Coil drops to Samael, spots out GH with the help of Crit's positioning, and EG find the quick kill. On the sidelines though, Matuma Man looking for Zai, will go for the quick TP out, and he makes it as well. Zai escapes, and Samael able to trade quite a bit of damage there onto Matuma Man in return.
The tree proving to be hugely problematic for them.
And Kuroki GH come in, they don't have the detection. GH, if he was a little early with that TP and Fisher, he would have found him, but he doesn't. And all of EG getting away from that play in the mid lane, bottom lane as well, as we can see once again, Universe just outbullying Miracle. We can see every time that Miracle tries to go in with the overpower Fury swipes.
Wait for the shrine.
The spin damage is too strong, and again, Miracle comes in close. What is he doing? You can't man fight an axe like that. I mean, I guess, yeah, he did have the enrage, but he didn't get it off in time, as the cool and the spins were too strong, and Miracle just gives away a solo kill to Universe.
They just shrine too. I'm surprised he didn't go back. He was at critical HP. Easy dunk, even would have been pretty simple for him, but he got Matuma Man, gets a big stack. Maybe he wanted to drag them away from the stack, I think.
I guess, yeah. But I mean, it just looked so cocky there from Miracle, just trusting too heavily in the fact that he may have had the chance to get that rage off, but the Berserker's still made sure he couldn't. Down, they've found Samael. He's already thrown out the orb offensively, and Liquid, they will look to punish it, and they will do successfully. They'll bring down Samael. So talking about Miracle's cocky plays, Samael comes out with one himself.
It's very hard to dodge the quill spray, just because they come out so frequently. Even though they are a projectile now instead of being instant, it's you just can't dodge them all.
We have it. 10 minutes in. Very close between the two sides. As you said, the Matuma Man with that boost from the H is now sitting at the top of the net worth.
So RTZ using a Soul Ring to cast Plasma Field pretty much every wave and get rid of the Ion Shell that way.
Okay.
It just takes Plasma Field plus a couple of right clicks in. He doesn't have a CM. Io has never been up here.
Now, they want to he's trying to make a go onto Mind Control. GH is there with a Fisher. And RTZ nonetheless will steal a hefty bit of damage. Won't be able to get the kill, but now may find himself in a position to put some of that onto the tower. Does have to be careful though, because Liquid, they've got 3 heroes on their way towards him. Miracle coming in as well. GH, he's just got to look for the initial lockdown, goes for the Fisher, tries to get the enchant totem after shot pump rock, but it's not going to be the case. Miracle,
his haste just ran out.
Yeah, can't quite close the gap.
At least they're defending the towers at the moment, but they're scrambling. And looks like Universe is going to have a very fast blink at this raid. Talking about, what, just 400 gold right now? And they invested a lot of early heroes to try and shut him down.
Mid lane. GH would have loved to try and abuse that ult, but I believe didn't quite have the mana there for a fish yet to catch Samael out post illusory.
Got those illusions.
So he is good to go. And yeah, it'll be just very interesting to see how Universe makes his moves.
There's more and more ancient stacks. It just seems like they're just popping up non-stop. This amount of stack can come out from Liquid is unrivaled.
Mid lane in, again, trying to go in for the catch onto Samael, but understandably proving very tricky to control on the puck. Top lane, EG. Eyeing up the potential to go in behind the tower. Miracle only being backed up by Kuroki for the moment, and they brought Zai up her as well, EG. Along with Crit.
They need Crit here, or else he can just enrage TP.
Let's see what they can do, and there's the Axe Blink pickup. Universe has it.
That's very fast. They do have Relocate up, but it looks like they are going to try and kill the mid laner, Bristleback. He is a Vanguard. He's very tanky. I don't know if this is going to be a kill for them.
I mean, yeah, they dropped the coil, play around with him here on the river. They do have that blink, but even with a blink cool, with no creeps around, there's no hope of bringing Matuma Man down, and they have to back away from that.
At least they didn't reveal the Axe Blink, and he will blink over to the top lane. Miracle is nice and juicy, sitting around half HP.
Yep. That's the catch you want to get. You can grab Miracle in this cool, it should be a surefire kill. Even with the backup, a couple of spins and a dunk down. We'll take Miracle out for the count, and here we go. Universe looking to close the gap, and Matuma Man's there with a wraparound. Quick Will Spray to make sure the Universe has no chance to get off the blink, and now Matuma Man making a beeline straight for Zai, looking for the IO. Will he find him? Zai will pop. Liquid, they find themselves the first, now turning for more. Echo Slam coming out for GH, looking to control Arteezy, and Liquid, can they find the Razor kill? They can. A second one down, Universe comes back in, but he's so down low, Liquid just blow him up.
I have no idea where Matuma Man came from, but that definitely won the
He
fight.
just waltzed in, and they could do nothing about it.
Yeah, ideally you have an Observer Ward behind the tower. Okay, you get a two-man call on X and dunk get your tower. That's exactly what EG wanted. But no, they had a Sentry Ward prep behind, so they knew that the kill, that an Observer Ward was not there, and they were able to jump them because EG had no idea where the Bristle was. That one spray to disable Ax's blink, and then it was all history from there. So Puck went for the Veil first, still a little bit slow on his Blink Dagger, but that's a huge loss of momentum by EG, losing a big fight off the reveal of the Blink Dagger. And you kind of deal with Bristleback, but do they have enough burst right now to even deal with it? Overgrowth does no damage. Axe, he needs a lot of ramp-up time in order to kill people, and by the time you steal enough damage or get enough minus armor on the eye, he's already turned around. So your kill window is very small.
They have to get that cool onto the Bristle, make sure that they're spinning those axes into him from the face. As otherwise, you're right, there's very little chance of them bringing him down at this stage of the game. With the farm that he's had, with those Ancients, Matuma Man in such a brilliant position for this game.
They need to deal with his Shaker. Like, the Shaker is just so disruptive to these fights. You can't leave him alive, or else he just stuns and stuns and stuns and stuns, but they're having issues with the entirety of the Liquid lineup, and the problems will be compounded once Roshan becomes available to Ursa. He is finishing up his mask right now, his last piece of his Vladimir. He still needs about 300 gold, so Mind Control will try and create a little bit of room for him while Miracle finishes it up at the neutrals.
Oh, it's easy. Looking to finish off this tower. Should be fine to do so. GH will throw out a Fisher. I'll have the fortification as well, but at the same time, it's bottom lane. The Liquid are trying to make a bit of a push here themselves. The Matuma Man going in. EG do bring the full 5-man down here to try and tackle him. Can they kill him? That's the question. Oh, Universe ends up going down. Oh my, he got a triple. What the hell is this hero? I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe he got a triple on his way out. I mean, he's a Bristleback, I guess. I can't believe it, but what the hell? And now Samael caught out as well. What a hero, Ben.
Yeah, look at that damage. 5,400.
15 minutes in the game doing that much damage output with, what, 5 heroes closing in on you?
I think
that is ridiculous.
A couple of things happen. Firstly, they don't have armor on their side. They have the Puck Veil, but Razor didn't go for armor build. I see him go for like Blade Mail very early on, but Aquila as a cheap armor item, it only gives you a couple of armor. That's not really enough to tank this amount of Quill Spray. And they had to use the Axe Call to buy time for people to come in, which means that, yeah, he's going for Shiva's next.
I like that. You know? I mean, I feel like he's got the damage now. He just needs to stay alive and be able to chase him down.
I'm trying to think about why he's getting that over a different item. Like, let's say Solar Crest is pretty common, but Shiva's is very unusual. The attack speed slow is okay, I suppose.
All right, yeah, I mean,
but it's not amazing.
Yeah, it's just only going to really cause issues for Razor. But anyone really wants to right click, but
maybe it's to gain distance in between him and the Razor so that he doesn't get linked. I think
that could be a certain one.
Because I can't really think of another reason why he would get it. Like, Halberd is not that great versus Razor because you get purged immediately afterwards. It also doesn't do anything about the link. Linken's is okay, but you're not guaranteed to stop the link. So Force Staff is terrible on him. You'd rather get on support, but maybe Shiva's he can just run away from Razor or even just straight up tank the Razor. And there's more and more stacks. It's like magic.
Arteezy very close to that Aghanim Epicenter now. Just the final 1,000 to climb through.
The Shiva's is also just really good for team fight. 40% attack speed slow on everyone is a lot of damage mitigated, especially when like the plus damage talents on Axe and perhaps Puck come into play.
It's definitely going to be the effectiveness of having it at such a quick time as well. I mean, this is, you know, he is on par to hit it.
That means
before that 20-minute mark or around it at least.
Yeah, combine that with the Dazzle Weave. that's going to be a lot of armor and the mech already on the Darkseer. So that means that Sumail has to do the majority of the damage in these fights. Let's watch that.
I mean, watch this again. This triple kill. Never have you seen a triple kill pulled off with so much ease, thanks to the OS Frog himself, Bristleback.
Well, they also didn't run in front of him.
I think he died, and then he realized, he was like, oh, I killed them. Well, even Matuma Man couldn't believe it.
The boot guy was clapping behind him.
That's actually Ice Frog.
Look what I've created.
Look what I have done.
I made this.
Mid lane, Universe looking for the jump in. Doesn't actually get the call off, and in fact now he's in trouble. Echo Slam comes out. They all have the dream call on the backside. Oh, the vacuum wall there to punish Sai's attempt to do anything. Mind control says, screw your friendship, we're going to send you straight to the grave. And EG is starting to slip.
The clean initiations from Liquid are nowhere to be found, or from EG rather. Universe cannot get the easy blink calls or the puck combo that they're so desperately looking for. Roche drops so quickly.
This is getting very scary for EG. Those last two scenarios not ending anywhere near the dream that they would have hoped for them to. 12 for 5 lead now, 19 minutes in, 5.5K in the net worth.
Something that's incredibly difficult to balance, I think even more so than Bristleback, is the neutrals. We did come off a big patch where neutrals came from 2-minute spawn to 1-minute spawn, but at the cost of them being decreased by 20% in the early game. But now that the game has progressed a little bit further, I say a little bit further, it's only 19 minutes in, but you're able to stack every single minute. It makes heroes that takes ancient stacks with ease, like Bristleback, much, much stronger in the game. I think that even might have had a bigger impact on Bristle's pick rate rather than the buffs to Bristleback himself. But who knows where neutrals are going to go. Could be 1-minute spawn, 2-minute spawn. I actually like the 2-minute spawn.
I like the 2-minute spawn.
But it just depends on what heroes. Like, if it's a 1-minute spawn, you're going to see like heroes like Sven and Bristle a lot more. But Bristleback, he could buy Shivas right now if he has the side jump.
Yeah, he's going to head there now and look for it. 20 minutes, Shiva's guard completed on Bristle.
It also makes the blink a lot harder for the axe. He needs to stand way further away, and even on the puck too. Like, there's additional things that you need to worry about in canceling your blink, aside from the quill spray. So Axe Blade Mail is pretty good. Oh, the additional armor from the Shivas is incredibly good against the with the Shiva's guard is incredibly good against the Blade Mail. But there are plenty of other armor items.
Sumail takes one look at Bristleback and nopes himself right back.
Keep in mind, he also has the flats, so he'll be life stealing during the blade mail, and he'll be and he has additional armor.
Yeah,
so
to help him against the physical reflector. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. They've itemized quite well versus it, and weave. If he has like 10 seconds to weave up, there is no killing this Bristle boss.
What can EG do? They themselves, they've got RTZ pushing out the top lane, keeping the farm up. 1,500 between himself and Matuma middle lane. Oh my goodness! They had the ward out, they had the vision. Sumail just got absolutely starred upon there. Straight up jump in and echo as the creeps came in. And that's no puck for 35 seconds. Liquid realize they have an opening. A good one as well, and they'll push in onto the tier 3 fortification, and the living armor come through, trying to hold Liquid back. There we have it. Immediately the link broken by the Fisher, by the Shiva's guard. It's so hard for RTZ to keep the gap closed. Universe will jump in with the call, drag Matuma Man, a miracle, and there we have it. The vacuum wall comes out from free. Mind control into this combo from G8 and EG. They're down 3, they're down RTZ as well. He'll buy back immediately. But Liquid, I mean, this series, the momentum that they've built up the whole of this land really coming into play. Saying, how can EG stop it? They'll jump forward, they'll pop the Aegis. 20 seconds without Axe though. Universe, their big initiator that they really need to have any sort of chance of stopping Liquid from hitting the racks. There we have Sumail. Jumps forward, Matuma Man brought down to half health. It looks like it will be enough, so they'll hold on to the racks at least. But Liquid, they are just playing so damn well.
Mind control, time and time again. That's their biggest team fight spell, I guess, with Echo Slam, but Echo Slam usually comes after a big combo like that. Woof! Mind control, mind control, mind control.
Mind control, Darks. I mean, it's always been something that, you know, since the start of his days in professional gaming, it's something to be worried about.
Sumail, classic Sumail. Dying a lot, but still gets plus damage talent. It's bold. It's bold.
They're going to try and fight this in. EG, can they take Liquid down outside of their own base? The Shrine to fall, and it looks like, yeah, with the speed it's going down, they don't want to risk it. EG will back off. They started to move in and maybe think about trying for a jump, but they know it's so hard to take fights, I mean, let alone outside their base, and taking fights at all, because of the lead that Liquid now have.
I think in this entire series, Liquid have been dealing with Sumail very, very well. There has been that ever-looming question, oh, how do you actually deal with Sumail? And they like tri-laned him one game, they dual-laned him another game. They take outplaying out of the question with something like Earthshaker. It's very hard to outplay like an instant cast. When there's projectiles coming at you, like Sven's Thunderbolts, it's pretty easy to dodge. But when you have instant cast Echo uphill, there's just nothing you can do. Phase shift, yeah, it has to come preemptively, and those sort of things just aren't possible when there's an Earthshaker in the game. Earthshaker's handling very good at dealing with a hero like Puck, and a lot of the teams have not been picking like instant cast, no cast point spells against the Puck that EG have preferred.
That's easy with this build. The Axe, casual plate mail into now what looks to be the BKB that he's hoping to farm towards.
BKB is...
It's a bit of a sad item for the Razor. I guess, you know, where you feel you have to get it, but...
You want armor. You want to Shivas yourself, I would say, in this game, to kite all these melee heroes. But if you go BKB, you don't get hit by the Vacuum Wand and Echo. So it's pick your poison decision for Arteezy. Liquid storing down mid. Rex exposed. Going for mass armor on Matuma Man. And an Arcane Rune. Oh my.
Yeah, that Arcane Rune means that this man wants to fight.
So they want to take out this next Shrine, it looks like, before they secure the next Roche. Just systematic approaching from Liquid. They don't want any chance of being picked apart by EG. Treant Protector very good at isolating people when they're split pushing alone, but when they're at S5 like this, there's no pick-off possibility.
Oh man, Arteezy needs to get out of there straight away. And he will do so. Mind control, seeing if he could close the gap with a vacuum. But Arteezy is out, back to safety. In fact, EG.
It did buy them a small moment where it is Matuma Man and Miracle isolated the tower, but everyone collapses.
I was going to say they're coming across. So EG, can they actually abuse the fact they're apart? No, they can't now. Liquid are all back together. You will be tackling the full 5 if your Evil Genius isn't looking to fight now. Can they get some sort of a quick pick on the side to start the fight off?
Earthshaker's on the high ground.
You see the courier.
The chicken kill is not worth the element of surprise here.
What kind of a jump can they get? Universe is going to reveal himself, and the blinking is not good. It's not the start they wanted on the side. GH has already found some help with the Echo Slam, and Universe gets taken down. The Axe is gone. Zai focused as the second target. Dream Coil there to try and hold them back, and in fact Zai will survive. Arteezy in the midst of it all, dealing a good amount of damage, but the whole of Liquid just surrounds Sumail. They surround Artur. They're both out and down. Zai tries to tether himself away, but Miracle comes in with the blink clap. That's a 4th down crit. The last man left alive, but Liquid, they're not going to let him live much more. They close in on the tree and take down a 5th. It's a team wipe. Liquid 21-5, 26 minutes in. EG may have won one game in this series, but overall, Liquid are just absolutely dominating them.
Another outplay by GH. He dodged the blink call, cast point on call, makes that a pretty difficult spell to land if GH is paying attention. He also Fisher blocks the rest of EG's lineup away from Universe. They kill Universe, and then on top of that, when Sumail blinks in, he echoes him, so he doesn't get the burst off. How incredible is GH?
This is an insane performance from the whole of Liquid, individually and as a team. A lot of highlights this game and this series. Mid lane, Universe again, he tries for the jump in, but he catches no one in the blink call. There in response, the three-man vacuum comes through. The Shrine not enough to save Universe as he's down. He will buy back straight away. EG, they need to find something out of this. Matumbaman doing a lot of damage up to Arteezy. In fact, that's a massive kill. Arteezy taken down. EG, they need something more out of this. They're looking for mind control. He'll try and surge himself away, but with the Yule setup, mind control, can he get out? Fissures there from GH, trying to do everything he can to save mind control, but Universe comes in, has the call. EG do find a second.
I believe that was one buyback coming out from Axe.
Just from Universe that fight. But it was a big defense for EG, the best gold swing they've had all game. Getting that kill onto Matumbaman.
And not losing their melee racks. And Roshan is up right now. Oh, this could be disastrous. Actually, their Roche lineup is terrible. What am I saying?
They're not getting Roche back.
Razor
They're
is
not getting Roche.
probably one of the worst safe laners at taking out Roche.
If they can get a kill though, that would be ideal. And in fact, they might. GH has come out. They get him instantly. Quick reactions from Universe with the blink call. And Evil Geniuses, they're starting to slow down that incredible lead that Liquid had. And now powering down the middle lane. We'll see if they can get more out of this. Miracle and Kuroki will dust up from the smoke up from the sidelines. Mind control's back in, and so is Matumbaman. There's no shaker for 30 seconds. When Matumbaman ready to lead forward, they're going to buy back on the shaker. Liquid know if they take this fight, it could be the game. They'll look towards Arteezy, vacuum onto 2G. Actually whiffs the Echo Slamming on the back of it all. The Universe has been taken down. He's out for a full minute. Miracle focusing. Arteezy gets the bash. The overpower builds up. The overgrowth will be there to hold back Liquid, but only for a short amount of time as Miracle continues to close in, take down the Razor. EG lose 3. Samael with the Quilt Orb and Blink away will survive for now. They've got a buyback available on Io. No buyback for either Arteezy or Universe, but it looks like they'll be fine for this time, at least in terms of the base, as they are going to look to take down Roshan Liquid. Mid lane, Samael trying to solo GH, but he's just a little too damn tanky on this Earthshaker at this stage of the game. And there we have it. Roshan, of course, will be taken by Liquid. Miracle picks up the Aegis, and EG, they need to pull off another defense like they did last time. But this time it's against that Aegis as well, in the hands of Liquid.
Bristle incredibly good with the cheese. I think it's way better than the cheese is on him, because like when you get low, you're often just spraying out quill sprays non-stop. If you respawn with the Aegis, all your stacks fall off, and it's, you know, it's a sad life for a Bristle when you could be doing like 500 damage per spray. So let's see, can EG actually hold this defense?
They do have 4 buybacks available, so they have got those second lives, and they are certainly going to need it. Miracle now with the completed Aghanims on top of his phase Vlad's Blink Basher.
They need a gem on Liquid. I actually think they're missing a gem. With the gem, I think this push would be pretty straightforward for them, but you don't know if EG has eyes on the low ground from a reserve reward or from crit just chilling in the trees. They have no idea what's going on over here, but still, oh, actually there's a gem in the backpack of mind control, or stash rather.
There we go. Surging Matumbaman up. Universe needs to hit a massive call. He really does.
Not on Bristle though.
Oh, Miracle jumping in onto Arteezy. Glimmer Cave top though, and now gets the link onto Matumba. Can he maintain it? No, the surge down. Oh, Universe! Oh, he gets the full Michael on the back. The spins as well. Liquid. He brought down low, but in return the vacuum wall onto Grit, and Arteezy. The shaker slam comes out, but they have lost to Liquid. There'll be a buyback immediately from Crit. They know that they have to secure this fight. EG Arteezy on the way back up the high ground. The Shrine is there. They'll keep Artur alive. Matumbaman trying to dive in. Will find Ty. Arteezy gets himself back to the fan inside. Miracle. Oh, he's diving. Dives in. Takes the kill. There'll be a buyback. Can they keep Miracle held in range of the mountain? They can. It falls down low. The Aegis is lost. They've committed buybacks for this. They need to kill him a second time, but Matumba's ready to come back in. Mind control again with a 2-man vacuum. Crit. Can he get himself out of this? He can't. He falls as well. Samael and Arteezy left to try and hold Liquid out of the base, but Samael's been jumped up by Miracle. Samael, he does have buyback. He's going to need to use it. Arteezy for the he comes again. Universe gets the call. Arteezy back into the fountain. He will survive. Universe trying to control off the backlines, but he can't. Gets bashed up. Axe is now down. They're down to the last 2. Samael and Artur. He's got the phase shift, dodges the quill sprays. Zai is now back. Liquid now in a little bit of a risky position with Matuma. RTG's trying to chase it down. We don't need a fight recap when the fight ain't done, boys. Here we go. Matuma man mans up, chomps the cheese, looks towards Zai. Communicates there. Zai will be kept alive for the time being. RTG's starting to slowly bring him down. Immediately Miracle jumps in, but he's been used up. They'll control him for the time being. Dream Cold as well, held back, but he's got the backup of Kuro. Comes in with the grave. So now jumped up with the enchant totem. Zai and RTZ trying to hold hands, but Zai is closed in upon. RTZ now trying to get back to the Team Force, back to the fountain. Crit is there. They'll have Universe back up in 5 seconds. Miracle jumps in onto Crit. The overgrowth comes through, but he enrages it off. Has the bash, takes him down. Artel jumped on as well. Universe needs to keep RTZ alive. He jumps in, gets the call onto Miracle, but it doesn't matter. Miracle just man fights through with the swipes, with the overpower. Universe down, and Miracle will survive. GG is called. It's all too much, and Liquid are your Epicenter champions, and what a deserved as well. Their performances here in the final have been so damn tight and just unparalleled by each.